Welcome to On the Road with MattyRocks, on location at Neisens in Savage, Minnesota, joined by special guest Jack Russell, a name that speaks for itself, and frontman for Jack Russell's Great White and one of the original creators of Great White. Thanks, Jack, for joining me, and welcome to Minnesota.
Thank you very much, man. It's nice to be here.
You're on the America Rock Summer Tour. Looks like it's a 21-leg tour. This is your 6th stop. How's the tour going so far?
Tour's going great. You know, it's got this little, the beginning kind of, problems. You know, initial setup problems, initial timing problems. But after that's all was all done, everything's running smoothly now, and everything's great. You know, everybody loves each other, and it's a big happy family.
Very nice. And what a blast of a bill to be playing on with these other bands, the Bullet Boys, Faster Pussycat, Lillian Axe, and Pretty Boy Floyd. It's a great combination.
You know, honestly, there's some bands I had never really heard. I've heard of them, but I never heard the music per se. And I was pleasantly surprised, you know. Lillian Axe to me was the big surprise because, I'd never heard them. And those guys are really good. Their guitar player's screaming, man.
Yes, very nice band. Jack, if you will, take MattyRocks listeners back to the early years in Montebello, California, and how music and singing came into your life.
God, Montebello, I lived there till I was like 10 years old, and when I was 6 years old, up until that time, I wanted to be an archaeologist, you know. And my parents got me the Beatles Help album for Christmas, or my birthday one day, and I remember when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. I mean, I want to be a rock star, you know. I want to be like Ringo Starr, and we were jumping up and down on my bed singing, help, help. little did I know how much later on I'd be needing the help. But, so I went from an archaeologist to a rock star, and now I'm from a rock star back to a dinosaur.
Fast forward to the meeting of Mark Kendall and the creation of Dante Fox, which later actually turned into Great White. Give MattyRocks listeners an insight to how everything unfolded and how that project came to be.
Well, Mark had called me for like 6 months and wanted me to jam with his cover band, and I really wasn't interested because I had just gotten out of a band, a cover band of the same ilk, and they were like the rival band. Okay. I never heard them, but I didn't want to go back and join a cover band because I wanted to find somebody to do original stuff with. And at the time, I was jamming with a band that was doing original stuff, but he kept bugging me. I thought, okay, well, the only way to get rid of this cat is to go play with him. I mean, so I went and played with them, and I wasn't really that impressed with their band. They had kind of a fat drummer with a mustache, and a bass player with a mustache. And back then, you didn't have facial hair in music. It was like, unless you were Three Dog Night, you know what I mean? And so I told him I wasn't really interested. Then he took me in a room and he played me some of his original stuff. And I was going, wow, this is really good. I go, tell you what, you quit your band, I'll quit my band. We'll both start our own band. So we did. And we became a band called Highway, which became Livewire, which became Wires. I went off and did a stint in jail. I came back and rejoined the band. They were called Dante Fox then. And then after a bunch of changes in that, we formed Great White in '82, you know. So it wasn't like it was all one continuation, one band. Great White starts from the day Great White started, you know. But yeah, I was a founding member, yeah.
I always find this interesting how bands come up with their names, and I'm sure there's got to be an interesting story with how you guys came up with Great White.
Well, you know, it was a nickname I used to have for Mark because he's really like collected, you know. He's pretty much almost an albino, you know. And I used to call him Mark Kendall the Great White. I'd introduce him like when he played solos, you know. And our manager, who's a record producer at the time and later became our manager, he came down to the show and he saw us and he liked the band, but he didn't like the name, Dante Fox. So when he said he wanted to do something with us, he said, okay, I'll give you guys a record deal, but you got to think about changing the name to Great White. And Mark and I are going, what? Great White? That's stupid. That's a horrible name, you know? Horrible. And I love Sharks, but I thought it was a dumb name for a band, you know? But if it was a choice between getting a record deal and not getting a record deal, we'd call ourselves anything, you know? So we changed it, and as the years grew on, we grew to like it, you know? So that's where that came from.
And it stuck. Back in the day, Great White comes out of the gate strong. You guys get some major radio airplay, which then turned into playing for larger drawing crowds. As an unsigned band at the time, what kind of feeling was that?
You know, it was it was surreal, really. I mean, you're coming out of clubs and all of a sudden you're playing arenas. It was amazing. I mean, it was probably the most incredible thing you ever think of. I mean, we've had such great times in this band. You know what I mean? There's so many great memories. I mean, we lived 10 lives to one, you know?
Very nice. So many successes to talk about with Great White. I don't even think we could cover them all. I think of a few that I could mention here. You had song hit after song hit, albums going platinum, Grammy Award nomination, huge tours with big name acts. What do all these accomplishments mean to you?
You know, a lot of memories, man. That's all it is, really. When you get old, all you have is memories, you know what I mean? And it feels good to know that you've done all this, and, you know, you can look at your platinum albums on the wall and your Grammy nomination, all that kind of stuff, and it's just stuff. You know, when I'm gone, it'll be somebody else's stuff, you know? But just living the dream, you know, I mean, it's all about your memories when you get old. I have all these great memories to look back on, you know? I'm just trying to make new ones right now, you know?
There you go. That's all you can do. Who was your favorite band that you got to play with back in those touring days?
I'd say Whitesnake. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, they're a great band, great guys, really great tour, you know?
And they're still going strong.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
If you think back, what stands out, your fondest memory with Great White during that era in music?
God, I don't, you know, there's been so many. God, the fondest one. You know, I remember getting our first platinum album at the Forum in L.A. on stage, you know, by my friend Bobby Blotzer from Rat. That was pretty cool. And probably my best memory was we were playing Irvine Meadows in Orange County. It was like 18,000 people, and we were headlining. My dad was backstage. He was standing back behind us watching the show, and he had his Great White shirt on, and his arms are all pumped up, and he was just totally proud of his son, you know, and I was just like, that was probably my best day.
Very nice. Very nice. Great White had a total of 11 studio albums released that you were involved with. Which album to you stands out as one that you're most proud of, and why?
You know, I'm proud of them all, really. I think probably the most proud I would be is Can't Get There From Here, just because it's my favorite record. It's got so many great songs on it, and you know, it's unfortunate that a band, you know, sometimes after you become out of vogue, you write some of your best stuff, and just nobody gets to hear it. You know what I mean? And although the last three records, I mean, Back to the Rhythm and Rising were all great records. I mean, I thought I had great songs, great lyrics, you know, great melodies, you know. But I have to say, Can't Get There From Here.
Good choice. 2001. Why the end of the Great White lineup at that time?
I just got tired of the band, and I wanted to go try something different, you know. So I decided to dissolve the band and go do my solo thing, and everybody else kind of went and did their own things for a while, and then, you know, and of course what happened, I got Mark back in the band as, you know, playing Jack Russell's Great White, and we did that for a while, and until the fire happened, you know, of course, and then we did benefits after that. I really don't want to get into the fire thing at all.
Absolutely not. Talk about the current lineup. And what do they bring to the table? Because you got four really good artists in this band.
I tell you, they're the best players I've ever played with. I mean, this is the best this band's ever sounded. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the music has never sounded so good. You got the young guys that are really hungry, but they're talented. I mean, beyond. I mean, both guitar players play lead and very, very well. Matthew Johnson was a member of Great White, pardon me, for a while when Kendall quit. And Derek was in the band for almost 4 years after I fired Audie. So, you know, they've been around. And Robbie Lochner, who's played with Rob Halford's Fight, that guy just, I mean, he's unbelievable, the stuff he does. I've never seen anybody do that kind of stuff with a guitar. And it's really beautiful, you know. And the bass player, Dario Seixas, played with Firehouse, Stephen Piercy. He knows his SHI, you know what. And so it's a great band. I mean, it's really, really polished. You'd think the band's been playing together for years, you know.
Good choice in lineup. You did good.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to play part in this year's 2012 Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp with Kip Winger. What was that experience like?
It was really fun, you know. I got to meet out, go hang out with some of the campers, and sing some songs for them, and sing at the Playboy Mansion, and not too shabby, see some old friends and hang out. Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Very nice. Jack, what keeps you going and fuels you to continue all these years doing music?
I just can't think of anything better to do. This is the most fun I've ever had, I never want it to end.
Keep doing it.
I will, man, I will.
What does the future hold for Jack Russell in this current project?
Who knows? I mean, we just got to wait to see what the courts figure out about the name, but, we'll keep playing no matter what happens. I'm not done yet. This isn't the last they're going to hear of me.
Right on. Jack, let MattyRocks listeners know where they can keep up with everything that you're doing, what's going on with you, and the rest of this project.
Sure, there's the official website, which is jacksgreatwhite.com, or you can go to numerous Facebook pages. There's the Jack Russell's Pirate page, there's my regular Facebook page, and there's the Jack Russell Well Wishers page.
Very nice. MattyRocks listeners, you make sure that you visit those sites and keep up with this current project. If you could send a message out to MattyRocks listeners all throughout the United States and around the world who will have the opportunity to listen to this interview, what would you like to say to them?
I say, it's God bless you, and thank you so much for the support over the years, and even those that haven't supported the band, God bless you too, and, just be good to each other, man. Our time on this planet's kind of short, so make the best of it.
Thanks. Thanks so much, Jack, for taking the time out for this interview. It was truly a great opportunity, and I really appreciate it. Continued good health and success to all of you in the band. And you've heard it here, MattyRocks listeners, on the road with MattyRocks, with Jack Russell, the only voice of Great White. Thanks again, Jack.
Thank you very much, man.
MattyRocks out.
I appreciate that.